So after 1127 has come out, things really got my wheels turning about what is considered Elbathian culture. Because the weird thing about the outfits that we see that the Straw Hats are going to be wearing throughout Elbath, presumably, is that Usopp is wearing overalls with vertical stripes, very similar to Queen's overalls that he wears in the whole Wano arc, right? But it got me thinking, are stripes super important to Elbathian culture? And if that's the case, it got me thinking about some characters in the past who may or may not be related to Elbath in one way or another. Because what strengthens this is a member of the New Giant Pirates named Goldberg, who was the cook for the New Giant Pirates. He is both wearing pants with like a striped grid pattern on them, and he has a shield that may or may not be a homie or some sort of Zoan fruit user, but the point is that that shield is striped. So, thinking about that and keeping that in mind, we have Gecko Moria. Gecko Moria's pants have a very similar grid pattern to Goldberg's pants, which makes me think perhaps in the way Moria looks, he could be some sort of half giant in being an Oni, much like, say, Kaido or Yamato. On top of that, what's weird is that when you look at Oars, even though this is a modification, Oars has this weird patch on his gut that most likely was put there by Dr. Hogbat. The funny thing about that is that that patch has a striped pattern on it. Maybe that means something, maybe it doesn't. And then Gerd of the New Giant Pirates is wearing one stocking that has vertical stripes. This then takes us back to Thriller Bark. It's very, very interesting that out of the Mysterious Four, the only one with a design similar to Moria, with a type of pattern on their person, is Perona. And Perona is covered in stripes. Her pre-time skip design has striped stockings, and her crown, you could say, is striped. This takes us into the post-time skip design, in which she is wearing a flowing dress. However, the ruffles of said dress are layered to suggest stripes. This is interesting if Moria is related to giants, because now he has passed that on to his child, you could say, because Perona is his adoptive daughter. This is interesting too when you look at all the variants of Kumasi, and Kumasi has always been depicted with having stripes on his body and having a striped hat. Even when he was a living bear, he had a striped hat. So all of that is super, super interesting. Now, to bring it back to another character that may or may not be related to giants, we have Kuma. Now, Kuma doesn't have any stripes in his design. That much is true. But you know who does? Bonnie. Now, we've talked about Bonnie's stockings before and how those relate back to Nika because she literally has suns on her stockings, but those stockings also have stripes in them, which is kind of interesting. That brings us up to her shorts. Her shorts have vertical stripes, much like Usopp's overalls now in Elbath, and a whole lot of other designs that we've mentioned so far. So that's all super interesting, and I wonder if that's going to have any cultural significance moving forward. Even if it doesn't, it's a very cool design detail. But with that being said, give me your thoughts and tell your friends about Paula Pete Works.